How to become more visible, confident, and influential in your career. Three powerful shifts to help you stand out, own your value, and create more impact. Welcome, 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 everybody. I am so excited to be here on this LinkedIn Live with you all. It is super, super exciting. And my name is Karita Robert Green. For those of you who do not know me, I am the founder of Born with a Gift, an executive career and leadership coach, and I coach leaders to be more bold, visible, and confident so they can attract opportunities and not chase them. If this is your first time watching me on live, please do let me know. I would also love to know in the comments, whereabouts in the world are you joining us from and what is the local time? Whereabouts in the world are you joining us from and what is the local time? Just drop that into the chats. Also, if you're watching us on the replay, give us the hashtag replay. This is going to be a session for you to just slow down and reflect and start to look at your own journey. I'm all about reflection. I'm all about slowing down and looking at what does this look like for you. So grab your favorite drink if you haven't already and stay tuned. So why does this matter to me? Why does this matter to me? Just going to make sure I could see all the comments. All right. So why does this matter to me? I know what it feels like to be overlooked. I know what it feels like to work really hard and not feel like you're getting the recognition that you truly deserve. Even if you've got years of experience, even if you've got lots of qualifications, you're working hard, but it just feels like no one's actually noticing. I worked in a number of FTSE 100 and Fortune 500 companies. And over the years, I have seen many leaders who have skills, talents, and even gifts, as I call them, but they don't share them, or they keep them hidden or within a small circle and not visible for everybody to see. And I understand why some people may not do that, but this is all about those of you who want to start sharing what you do. You want to start talking about how you can help people, but you are a bit hidden at the moment. I transitioned from HR consultant to executive career and leadership coach, and I've done that over the past 16 years. I originally trained as a coach back in 2009, and my main focus was to be able to bring coaching to a wider population. We now have many different ways of doing that, and I partner with some great organizations to make that happen. So, this is also why it matters to me. I'm an ICF ACC credentialed coach, and I also partner with I Am Remarkable to facilitate self promotion workshops. I've been doing that for over 3 years, and I've trained over 200 people over the past 3 years. And it's an amazing organization. If you want to focus more on your self promotion, then please do check out one of their workshops, whether it's me facilitating it or somebody else. However, I am facilitating a session with the International Coach Federation, BIPOC MRG next week. So please tune into that if you also want to. Over the 16 years that I've been coaching, I've coached thousands of leaders to really focus on who they are, to unwrap their gifts, as I say, and to share them with the world, because so many of you are talented, gifted, but you don't talk about it, you don't share it, and nobody knows what you do. Some of you also are watching me right now who have got years of experience and credentials, but you would never ever press that go live button and share what you do. And it does take help and support behind the scenes as well. Big up Coach Janine, a live streaming coach who can help you if you have a challenge in that area. So, what happens when you are not visible, confident, or influential in your career? What happens when you don't focus on showing up and sharing what you do? And this is an important thing to just stop and reflect and looking at the true impact it has had in your career. Well, you get overlooked. You get overlooked, you miss out on opportunities, you may struggle to even be heard. People can't recognize what you've done. And I always put a disclaimer into this and say, you might be in an organization where you're working hard and you are sharing, but not everybody will recognize your talents. You can have the cheerleading, pom poms out, shaking them around, talking about what you do, and you still won't get that recognition. So always be mindful about the environment that you're in. Is it actually supporting your growth? Whether you're an entrepreneur or in the corporate world. I'm going to share a few shifts that you can make to help you, as this is a quick introduction. So, shift number one, or what I call step number one, is to stop assuming that your work speaks for itself. Visibility does matter, and great work is not enough if no one knows about it. So, visibility does create opportunity. It's also important to be able to communicate your value. Are you able to talk about what you do? On LinkedIn, if you follow me on here, you would see that I regularly share what I've done, my accomplishments, and it's for a reason. It always inspires somebody to start sharing for themselves and it attracts the right people. I've gained many contracts from sharing what I do online. If you're struggling to get people to know what you do, then actually sharing what you do is a great first step. It's not as easy as I say, and that's why you do a lot of deeper inner work to look at your mindset as to why you may not want to show up. And then stop minimizing your strengths. Own your achievements and speak about them with confidence. I work with so many leaders who, when it comes to talking about what they've done, before we've even finished the conversation, they've downplayed all the amazing things. And it's like you're having this conversation with yourself, like, I'm successful, but I sometimes feel like a bit of an imposter. I'm successful, but I'm not as good as X leader. I'm successful, but I'm scared that one day I may fail. Now, these ways of minimizing your strengths or your accomplishments, they can have an impact on your ability to want to continue to show up. So if you're feeling this, if this is resonating with you, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, let me know. I love to see some engagement. This is not about me just sharing lots of slides. I want to also engage with you all as well, making sure that you can also relate. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Awesome. Love to see it. Step two is all about building your confidence through self awareness. Building confidence is actually a skill. You have to practice it, you have to learn it. It doesn't just happen. Some people wake up and just say, oh, I'm going to be confident today. It does work when you put in the work behind the scenes. So as you scroll through LinkedIn and you see people showing up, sharing what they do or achieving awards, it's easy to start to think, oh my gosh, am I doing enough? Okay. When you do the work and build the confidence behind the scenes by doing things, that is how you build your confidence. When you speak on stage for the first time, you build your confidence. When you press the go live button, you build your confidence. When you apply for a contract and you win that contract, you enhance your confidence. So there are many things that you do, but it's all about taking action. It's not about watching, it's being on stage and taking the action. Here's one that I love. Absolutely love this one. Understanding your strengths and value. Woo, I'm going to sit with that one for a moment. Understanding your strengths and your value. Do you know what your key strengths are? Do you know what your values are? And there's no shade here because a lot of people haven't actually stopped to look at what are my strengths? What are my unique selling points? What are my gifts? Now, it takes the work behind the scenes to actually slow down and start to look at the consistencies of what are the things that you are good at. What do other people say that you're good at to build that knowledge about yourself? But most of the time, if you think about your diary, it's back to back to back to back to meetings, meetings, meetings. And most of them are just for other people. Where's the time for yourself? And until you slow down and start to think about, well, what are my strengths? How much time am I investing in myself to find out what my strengths and values are? You may never know. Other people may know, but you may find it a bit challenging to accept. Here's a big one. Stop comparing yourself constantly. Now, we live in a social media world where we're scrolling on the TikTok, on a LinkedIn, on a YouTube, and it's easy to look at other people always using their gifts, their skills, and then internalizing it like, I'm not doing good enough. The last newsletter I wrote was called The Comparison Game. And in that game, in that newsletter, I talked about this in more detail. And it got so many impressions. I got DMs, and a lot of people were like, I totally relate to that. Fellow coaches, some of you are on here watching me now thinking, oh, I could do that, but you may never ever actually do it. We have those internal thoughts that say it has to be perfect, it's not good enough. And that stops us before we actually take action. Okay. So that comparison is what can keep you stuck. And I remember at the beginning when I was in the HR consultancy world and I was looking at other coaches thinking, oh, I know I'm a coach, I could do what they're doing, but I weren't taking the action to actually fully put myself back out there. And that's when you get that frustration. That's when you get that resentment because you feel like you know you could do it, but you're just not doing it. Making sense? Anyone resonating with me? Yeah. Absolutely. So, recognizing what people naturally come to you for, the more self awareness that you gain, is the more you will start to notice people come to me because they say, I'm a great listener. People come to me because they say, I'm a great speaker. People come to me because I hold space in a unique way. Okay. So, starting to recognize what people naturally come to you for. Real confidence, it comes from knowing yourself deeply. And that is building that relationship with yourself. And some of you have never ever done that before. You build relationships with other people, but what about that relationship with yourself? And I'm going to sit with that for a minute because I'm all about reflection and taking the time out to start to think about who am I now and who do I want to be? And hello, Wendy, welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you joining us from, and what's the local time? I would love to know. Yeah. So that real confidence comes from knowing yourself deeply and actually being comfortable with it. And that's an ongoing journey. Sometimes people say to me, "Oh, you're so confident." I'm always in training. I get coaching. I've got mentors. I've just finished a 10-week program yesterday because I know that if I'm sharing with people, if I'm listening to people, it takes a lot of energy. And I got to pour into myself so that I can give back to others. There was a time when I burnt out because I was just giving and giving and giving, and people would come to you when you're giving and giving and giving. And then what happens when you finish giving everything away? What do you have left? Not much. So I'm always about making sure that you're pouring into yourself as much as you're pouring into other people. Oh, big up the UK. Yes. It's late at night for us today. So, yeah, welcome. It's so important. Fantastic. And then step number 3 or shift number 3 is be intentional about your personal brands. I talk about personal brands all the time because in this AI driven world, with all this technology and social media, the thing that will set you apart is going to be your personal brands. However, when I talk about it, people say, oh, what colors should I use? And what shall I do externally? And I say, I start with building a personal brand from the inside out. We focus on who are you being in the world, and that is your personal brand. That's the reputation that you have. What do people say about you when you're not in a room? Because your personal brand, it already exists. People are already having an idea about who you are in the world based on the actions that you take. I recently posted a video on LinkedIn and it was about your personal brand with time management. I'm big on time management. Integrity is key for me. So time management and building a personal brand, I link the two very closely. And I said, well, if you think about time and you think about somebody who's always late, okay? Right. There's a name that comes up usually, and maybe it's you, right? That's part of a personal brand. And over time, people may say, oh, I might tell them about 2 hours earlier because I know that when they come, they're going to be late. And that's you building that personal brand. Or somebody who is super early, they know you're going to be on time. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. They trust you. That's personal branding too. And everything that you do, it communicates something, every action, whether it's reliability, communication, visibility, that consistency, that really does matter. And again, visibility does create opportunities. The more visible you are, is the more opportunities that you can come across. I'm on this live now. There's some of you thinking, wow, we really need to hire her to come to deliver a session in my virtual event. Okay. We really want to get her to come and coach some leaders that we have. And if you don't show up, then people don't know you exist, and those opportunities can't really come to you. And I always say you attract or you repel. Some people like you, some people don't. It just depends. Yeah, that's true. Pour into yourself as much as other people. Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't need to be somebody else to stand out. Always be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. That's Oscar Wilde. Be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. But so often we try and mirror other people. We focus on them so much, how they do things, how they dress, how they speak. And all the time we're focused on other people, it's taking away the attention from ourself. Okay. And the less time you spend on yourself is the less time you get to know who you are and what you can do. So you don't need to be somebody else to stand out. Just be yourself because everybody else is already taken. There's only one you. And it is a journey. I don't come on here and sell dreams and say, hey, overnight, if you read this book, you'll transform. There are some books that you can get some transformation, but it's a lifelong, ongoing journey. And I usually work with people when they are just getting started in their personal development journey, whether they are a student in university, a postgraduate student, or all the way up to senior execs. I sit with some of the most successful people that you probably scroll through past on LinkedIn, and you would never know that behind the scenes of people showing up, they get coaching, they have mentors. You don't see that. It's all behind the scenes. You just see people showing up, but there's a process that people take. And I wanted to come on here today to really connect with you all because some of you don't know me, some of you do. I might have some old colleagues on here. Hey, some old clients. Hello. Some people who are just in my space or we're in each other's worlds. Hello to you all too. And big up Coach Shafia. It was great to catch up with you today. So it's always important to think about why you're doing something. And I really wanted to come on and connect because I feel like LinkedIn has changed so much. It used to be a space where you post and everybody will see what you do, but now it's very different. And I've been in social media for over 16 years. I've seen evolution of how it's evolved. I came in as like a millennial coach and I had social media and I had coaching and I went bam, put them both together and said, oh, what have we got over here? Let's start talking about what we do and posting it. And that's how you attract people into your worlds. Yeah. But are you sharing what you do so you can attract the right people? Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great example. You are your personal brand. Absolutely. Let me put up some of these comments. I like that. That's very true. Pour into yourself as much as other people. We should pin that and put it on the wall. Make sure that we don't forget that message there. And then here we go as well. That's a great example. You are your personal brand. Absolutely. Fantastic. So, what changes when you become more visible, confident, and influential? Well, you're able to communicate your value a lot more clearly. You're able to have more opportunities because you're showing up more. If you don't share it, no one will know. That's what I always say. And then you start believing in yourself again when you see results. I've had posts that I just thought nobody saw it. And then I'll get an inbox and then I've signed new clients. Not because I posted to get clients necessarily. However, something that you do in what you share connects with people and they feel that relationship. I think with all this AI that's taking place, we are going to be in more of a relational world where people want to connect with you, see who you are, what you think. I always, before I work with anybody, I always check out their podcasts. I go on their Instagram, I'll look on their LinkedIn, I'll look at their YouTubes. So when I get on a call with somebody, I already know that that's my person. I've done my research. That's why I always say, like, if you meet somebody, check them out. Social proof is very valuable nowadays. So people are putting your name into Google, they're checking you out. And if there's nothing there, even if you're the most experienced, the most credible, the most educated, let's just say, you can lose out to somebody who's more visible and has a lot more social proof than you because they chose to show up. So it is an important conversation. It's very important. I believe that live streaming is the future of social media. I actually believe it. I believe the people that are going to be really successful in the future are going to be the ones that can just jump on, come live and talk and connect and build relationships. IRL streaming, for example. Don't know if some of you know what that is, but I watch IRL streamers online and I'm like, I feel I know you. Like we could be friends, even though they have no idea who I am. But it's that relational, that trust building process that's important. Yeah. Fantastic. So I have got an amazing announcement to make, which I'm so excited about. I'm running a masterclass next week called Unwrap Your Gift. And in this masterclass, I'm going to be sharing my 7-step framework. It's the framework that I use for all my one-to-ones, all my coaching. And it's for you if you're in that space where you meet maybe in a career transition, you may be wanting to go to the next level, but you really want to take some time out to look at who you are first, to look at your personal brands, to start to look at your vision, to start to look at your gifts. This is an interactive workshop. It's not going to be me just sharing lots of slides. We actually get together and we do the work together. And it's a great energy. There's lots of people who come, we share. We usually have our cameras on as well so that we can start to meet one another. It's all about visibility, personal branding. And I like to be in live spaces. Like one of my gifts is to do group coaching in a live space. I love that because the way that people interact with one another when they have the same or similar goals, there's such a positive energy in that environment. And when you come to the workshop, by the time you leave, you actually have a plan because we do the work live in the workshop. Now, over half the seats have already gone, which is amazing. So it's going to be a great session. And if you're somebody who's gone onto the LinkedIn event live, then make sure that you actually sign up. Let me get the QR code up. And also, if you, I'll drop the link into the chats after the live as well, so that you can click on the link if you're not able to click the QR code. But when you make sure you go onto the link, you can either scan the QR code or click the link. That will help you to sign up to the actual masterclass. You're not signed up if you don't have the Zoom details or the confirmation email. So don't think that you're signed up just because you clicked attend on the LinkedIn event. You have to actually go on to Eventbrite and book on as well. This is going to be the first time I've ran this live session for about 3 years to the public. I've do it for private organizations, but it's to the public. So everybody here on LinkedIn can have an opportunity to come and join as well. I decided to put it on because I reached 5,000 followers on LinkedIn. I'm so excited about that. Thank you, everybody who's taken the time out to actually follow. Really appreciate it. I love the DMs. I love the interacting, the engagement. Some of you just scroll past, don't click like. Take a moment to click like if you can. Yeah, show some pause, some received, show some love. Show some love. It always does help. Anyway, the masterclass doors will be closing soon, so please do sign up on the link, or I'll drop the link into the chats. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat now. I'll see if I've got some time for questions. It's important to build trust, and showing people your personal brand is a big part of this. Yeah. So they can know if you're their person or not. Absolutely. Any questions, just drop them into the chats. We have a few moments. I can answer a few questions. Let's see on my second device. Oh, I think that actually might be. Okay. Congrats on 5,000 followers. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. Thank you. 5,000 people. And I know that if we've connected, there's some sort of connection between us all. Yeah. Amazing. Well, hope to see as many of you as possible at the event next week. Do book your ticket to make sure that you can come along. Share it with somebody who may be going through a career transition as well and is ready to do some inner work so that they can go to that next level. Please do share, and I will hope to see you soon. Uh, I look forward to see everyone has already signed up. And yeah, take care, everybody. Remember, we are all born with a gift, and we all have special skills, talents, and gifts that we can use to be successful. And now's the time to unwrap your gifts. Have an amazing, amazing day, and see you soon. Bye.